Hi everybody, welcome back to the Sage Centaurus channel. For those of you who are new here, welcome. Today we're doing another pickapile reading. We're going to look at what is going on in your connection. So we are going to look at some tarot, some oracle cards, get some clarifiers, some advice, and also some channeled messages. So what we're going to do is pick a pile, and if you're new to this is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Take a moment, meditate on it. If you need to, pause the video and select whichever pile you are most drawn to. Go ahead and scroll down to the description box. You will see the timestamps for the piles, and you can go ahead and click on your timestamp, and I will see you in your reading. See you in a bit. Hi Pile 1, welcome to your reading. I do have to apologize if you hear any construction noise in the background. They are building a large building next to my apartment, so it might get you might hear some noise. You guys selected the Azurite here and the Mars Power Tarot. So before we get into the tarot, we'll look at some oracle cards just to check in and make sure that this is the right pile for you, see if these resonate for you. When I pulled these, when I shuffled, I asked Spirit to show me the energy of person A, person B, and then the energy of the relationship, the connection. So I'll let you decide who is who. So for person A, we've got play. Person A, feminine. Platypus, individuality. Cancer energy. And then for person B, we've got opportunity. Deja vu. Initiative, woodpecker. And then coli, IC. I just call it IC. We also have for the connection, the villain, which is devil energy, major arcana. We have you may never know. And intuition. Okay, so starting off with person A. This person could be a Cancer, they could be a female, don't have to be. When I see feminine, I'm thinking of more receptive energy, so somebody who kind of lets things flow to them versus like going out and directing energy outward. It could be very nurturing, very caring person, especially with this Cancer energy here. They, I think, like to let their inner child come out and play a little bit. Maybe the energy around them is really light for the most part. But I also, with Cancer, do see a little protective energy as well. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog snoring. This person is very much strong on their own, but I do see that they like to give to others or spend time with others as well. They kind of... I feel like it's hard for them to depend on others. Like they tend to just lean on themselves. Maybe they think that, they're really in tune with who they are, maybe more reluctant to take advice from others. But not in a bad way. Like obviously to me, that's good, as you always want to function, or make decisions based on your own energy and your own understanding of self. So this person likely has maybe done some shadow work or like integrated some parts of self and is very well connected to the point where they take a lighter viewpoint on life. Like they let things just flow to them. They let things come to them. They maybe put their intentions out and kind of let everything come to them. I see the energy as not like a chaser. It's more like a receiver. Although Cancer is cardinal energy and Cancer can be very headstrong, or, once they get something in their mind, they want to like chase it down. And I definitely do think that this person has strong interests that they do enjoy pursuing, but for the most part, they kind of just like flow. Like I'm seeing like water just kind of like flowing. And especially here with the platypus. The platypus isn't like really flailing at all. I don't know why it would be, but but it's kind of just like on its own, cruising, you know, going in a certain direction. And it looks like it's kind of like going forward here, which is very much Cancer energy. I always picture like a flowing river when I think of Cancer energy. And kind of following their own path, and very receptive though. Still kind, nurturing, and very, I think, protective of friends and family. Looking at person B, this person looks like they are in the middle of a change. Maybe it has to do with changing like their home space. The IC is located in the 4th house on the astrology chart, which is Cancer energy as well, but it signals like where you're your most intimate. It can also talk about, you know, your relationship with mother or mother energy or a mother figure. But it's just a very intimate placement. It's usually, you know, talks about the home, home life, just super intimate topics. And maybe you guys have this connection here because you have Cancer and IC, where maybe you have placements that, like, if you look at the synastry between the 2 astrology charts, you'll see like some conjunctions on the IC or in the 4th house. So maybe that like you feel like home to each other in one way or another. I'm not speaking about the connection yet, these cards, but just looking at these 2, you might have a connection there in the 4th house. And it looks like this person is like really busy though. Perhaps there's a change coming up for them. Maybe they're changing their home. Maybe they're moving. Initiative and opportunity are 2 things here. Jumping out, it looks like this person is maybe like making a lot of noise about what they want to do. When I think of the woodpecker, obviously I think of the noise it makes as it's hammering away on the trees. But it's just like getting the word out and kind of like starting to get a little bit more motivation and momentum behind whatever change is brewing in their life. I feel like that's like their main focus right now. But I do think that this person also does have some psychic abilities. I think both people do have some psychic abilities, especially with this receptive energy here. And Cancer is just a very psychic sign, and IC would indicate that as well. But you guys might also have a psychic connection here too, and I'm going to say that because of intuition as well, popping up here. But I do see this person is dialed in, and perhaps maybe they're starting to follow their intuition a little bit more in regard to this. And maybe it's giving them a little bit of juice and some fuel to move forward on this. The IC kind of makes me feel a little sleepy, and I don't know why, but just looking at this card makes me kind of want to like curl up like this person in a blanket and eat a bucket of ice cream and fall asleep watching like movies that make me feel good. Anyway. But maybe this person is introverted, or maybe this person loves their alone time, doesn't let a lot of people into their intimate space. Maybe this person is very guarded of that space. But I do think that I do see psychic abilities on both ends here. Regarding the connection, I feel like, I mean, this could be new energy, but the Devil card here makes me think that this might be somebody you already know or somebody from the past. Perhaps a karmic relationship, it could be. Or there's just like a lot of fear here in this connection and like getting it off the ground. So either there's like intimidation or like a fear of being tied down. Maybe that would be more for this Cancer person or person A. But, you know, I just, with this individuality card, that's all. But maybe there's just like, we're not ready to get tied down yet. Or there's like a fear of codependency. Or, you know, it's just like, or you're just like, you really turn each other on. It could be all of those things, really. But there is this Devil energy here, and probably what's coming up for me is fear the most, because we have you may never know. So I feel like there's aspects to this relationship that are like hard to uncover. Like, look at this door, like how many ropes and locks and chains are on it, and it's like the door to the relationship, door to the other person. And I feel like there's a lot of mystery here, and perhaps you both feel like you've had to rely on your intuition up until this point. Maybe this, like, we're looking at a reconciliation here of a relationship from the past that maybe didn't end well, but there's like this feeling of like, I don't know where this is going, and this person's not giving me any signs. And I feel like that's kind of the feeling on both ends, and there's this fear coming up based on that. But you guys are intuitively connected, so I feel like you either dreaming about this person, or they're dreaming about you, or you're getting downloads one way or another to like pick up on their vibe. So it's like, that the other person's interested, but you like don't have this confirmation that you're looking for. And there's this fear of like, will they ever tell me? And am I just going to be sitting here guessing? Like, do they even like me? So with all that said, I feel like we're ready to get into the tarot. Yeah, let's put these aside and get into your tarot here. Okay. We're going to look at the relationship, what is going on in this connection. Spirit, pile 1. What is going on in the connection between person A and person B for pile 1? All right. Let's cut it. Sorry, my dog is making some strange noises. Please just block it out the best that you can. Thanks, Bean. All right. Spirit, please show me what's going on in the connection between person A and person B from pile 1. 8 of Pentacles. Spirit, please show me the connection. What's going on in the connection between person A and person B from pile 1? What's going on in pile 1's connection? The Tower reversed. Four of Wands. Wow, okay. The 5 of Cups reversed. The Chariot. I'm gonna go upright. Bottom of the deck is the Hanged Man. Okay. Spirit, what is going on in the connection between person A and person B from pile 1? The Magician reversed. Six of Wands. It's flying out. 4 of Cups. The Devil again. Six of Cups. And the bottom of the deck is the 6 of Pentacles. And then we'll get clarifiers here with the Cosmic Woman Tarot, but let me jump in right now to see what we can see thus far. I feel like we're working on manifesting, but we feel like we're not manifesting. Like, it's like, I'm putting my energy out there. Where are we progressing? With the Magician reversed like that. It's like putting the intention out, but not seeing the results. And I'm seeing there's a lot of work, and perhaps maybe feeling like you're forcing it a little bit. Not like, maybe, you know the degree that you feel like you're forcing it, but to me, it doesn't feel like a huge, like, forcing energy, but it just feels like there is a lot of energy being put toward manifesting this, and perhaps also too working on yourself to make sure that you're ready for this connection. Even if this is somebody new, if it's somebody you know or somebody you knew, it doesn't matter. I just feel like there's some work that's being done on self, and then you're also like really dropping hints to the universe, like, hello, are we doing this, or what are we doing? And like, you're definitely trying to let the universe know you're ready by just like literally putting the message out and also doing the work on self. But you're like, is this coming through? What's going on? Maybe getting like a little impatient. And I see like little signs coming through that you're like, things are progressing. Like, I feel like this is like a slow process for some reason. It's like I'm getting like little wins, especially with the Tower. Like, the Tower reverse isn't like as earth shattering, and I don't think the Tower here is like, I don't need to take it in a negative sense. But it just looks like small realizations, like building up, over time. And like with each realization, you're like, yes, I know where this is going. And then it kind of like gets a little slow or stagnant. And you're like, I just feel like the energy is kind of like how it is showing here in the Tower, like up and down. Kind of like, with the sound effect like that, sorry. So it's like, maybe like a jagged type of feeling to the energy of like a car that's like dying and you're trying to get started. It's like, okay. But I feel like the little wins or the little signs that you do pick up, or like the little hints that this person gives you, and maybe it's the intuitive insights that come in, make you like feel good. You're like, okay, yeah, we're on the right track. 4 of Wands and 4 of Cups. I think that both of you are thinking like, this is like where you want to go. Like, you want this relationship to progress. It's just, I think right now there are other things on your plate and on this person's plate that are kind of pulling the energy away to the point where like we can't accept that offering yet. We have to like tie up some loose ends. I just see this as the energy like not coming together again, like this Tower energy, like kind of erratic. Like, maybe you're ready but they're not, or they're ready and you're not. It's like, I think it has to do with like, perhaps you both are manifesting a lot of different things right now, and or maybe just a few major things, and it's like those things need to like come through and develop a little bit more in order for this relationship to like take some bigger steps forward. So don't get disappointed. Don't be like this instant gratification person with the 4 of Cups here, like needing, something to like wow you, or like a big offering or a big sign. Like, I think this is like, to me, feels like little by little you are getting there. The manifestation is slow AF and annoying. It would annoy me as a fire sign, but if you're not annoyed, great. But I could just see it as being like, hello, let's get the show on the road type of energy here. there are fears here, and I think it has to do with energy from the past. So either it's past experience with this person or past experience in general that was like disappointing in love, like regrets, but like moving through those. So like I feel like this energy is lifting, but I feel like it is still the source of some fears with regard to moving forward in this connection. Like I see us doing the work and getting this lifted, right? And like recognizing triggers within ourselves, triggers with the devil too here. Like there might still be some things that we're getting triggered about. It might have to do with things that have happened in the past, maybe for both of you. Likely for both of you, since we're looking at the connection as a whole. We're coming in from both ends here. I forgot what I was just gonna say. I'm sorry, hopefully it'll come back. And I do see too, like there is like a lot of daydreaming with the the 6 of Cups, and maybe some nostalgia. So maybe this is a person from the past, okay? Or they are a past life connection or a soulmate. But I do see there's like a lot of thinking on both sides about like this connection like taking off and like really growing some roots and like riding off into the sunset. And I don't know why I'm picturing a desert when I look at the Chariot. So if that makes sense for you, if that resonates, I would take it. But the desert for some reason is popping into my mind when I see that card there, even though it doesn't even look like a desert at all. But I just see there's like wanting to like get this thing nailed down and get it under control. And I see like with the Chariot too, like this harmony and this wanting to progress forward, like speed it up, like this, like let's get the show on the road. Or perhaps there's even some travel involved in the connection to like where you have to come together in order for you to come together, you would have to travel in one way or another, maybe by car. I always think by car with the Chariot. But I see there's like this fantasizing about that a little bit. And also thinking about the good times, if you do know this person from the past, kind of reminiscing on some happy memories, nostalgic things, but kind of wanting to like start off in a fresh direction here too with the Chariot as well. Like start a new chapter, start a new story, and like really be like firm in that start, like very dedicated and focused on it, like really funneling your energy into the connection here. I see that on both ends. Like I think this is a mutual desire here, but it's like we're just trying to get the energy to like fit. It's like putting together a puzzle, and it's like we're both trying to figure it out here, and I feel like it is coming together. It's just like taking time because there's other things that you have to shift, and you both have to shift in your energy and in your lives in order for this to kind of really manifest and take off. And there's like this energy of needing to see things from a new perspective here. And it's like a give and take of energy. And perhaps it's like formulating a new understanding about giving and receiving in this relationship. Maybe you've been in one-sided relationships in the past where you've been always the giver or always the receiver. And it's kind of like learning to see things from a new perspective, especially this is a person from the past, and let's say they were the taker and you were the giver. And you have this like stuck in your mind, like all this person does is take, and like, how is this relationship gonna look in the future? Like, I don't wanna, throw away my boundaries and like be run dry again. I could see those thoughts popping up here. It's like, let's take a new perspective because both of you guys are working on self. Okay, and you're kind of like eliminating those parts of self that really maybe have sabotaged this relationship in the past, if this is a past connection. And we need to have a new perspective on that. I see this as like an even exchange here with the Six of Pentacles. There's like this energy of like reciprocal or reciprocity, and like giving and taking evenly. And it's like changing your expectations about what you will receive from this person. Kind of opening your mind up a little bit. All right, let's get some clarifiers. Let's get clarifiers. Spirit, we need some clarifiers for pile 1. Okay. Spirit, please clarify the Eight of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. So this desire to like feeling like lit up from within, maybe like there's a lot of different things you want to tackle right now in terms of working on self. Maybe there's also some other projects that are kind of causing your energy to be funneled in several directions, maybe on both ends here. But there is like power and passion involved in this manifestation too. Like there is this wantingness to do it, and I think it's from both ends here. Okay, Spirit, please clarify Magician reversed. Page of Wands. Yeah, it's like there is this, when I see the page, it's like, it feels like naive energy or young energy, but it's like energy that doesn't have like the strength of the wherewithal or the power to like really push the message out. And it might just be like we need to put more power behind our messages here, behind our energy. We need to strengthen the energy, the flow of energy towards this connection a little bit in order for things to manifest. Because if we stay in this page, which I feel like is like limited power source compared to like the Knight or the Queen or the King, you know, I feel like as we graduate the energy, you know, to like higher degrees of strength as we go up in the court cards, this connection will manifest more quickly. And then you'll probably feel a stronger connection or like idea of this other person's interest as that energy kind of graduates a little bit. So just something to think about here is the reason that we feel like we can't manifest this relationship is probably because the energy is a little bit weaker, just because it's probably being funneled in several different directions here. There is the passion to get it going, but it needs more gusto. Okay, Tower reverse, please, Spirit. Tower reversed. The Fool. Yeah, wanting a fresh start. Maybe also feeling like a little naive, like I don't know what's going on. Like with the Fool a little bit has kind of like this energy of surrender and kind of going with the flow a little bit after you relinquish some fears, right? About where you're going and you learn to trust the universe. So I feel like the Tower reversed is showing that the energy is kind of like coming in very small, like things are changing. The foundation is being like completely what's the word I want to use? It's like being completely rehabbed, like refurbished, but in like a slow step-by-step way, to where it feels like not as earth-shattering, and it's like there's an easier flow, and like these realizations of progress in the relationship are coming through, right, through the Tower reversed here. But they're just like slow, but when you get them, I feel like they resonate hard, and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm reaffirmed in knowing where this is going. But you know, it's like having this new direction. Sorry, my dog is like building a bed over here, and it's very distracting. Like wanting to go off in this new direction, and kind of learning to surrender a little bit to the universe as these signs do come through. Just kind of like dropping the expectations and like the wantingness to like kind of push things, and just kind of like let it flow here. Let the energy flow in there. Four of Wands, please, Spirit. Please clarify the Four of Wands. The Emperor. There definitely is a desire for, with the Four and with the Emperor here, which is also card 4 in the Major Arcana, there is this energy of wanting stability and wanting like a committed relationship, and kind of wanting to get there in the easiest, most simple and efficient way possible. It might feel again, I'm seeing like this desire to kind of drive the energy a little bit, especially with the Emperor, which is like Aries energy. Like there's just like a lot of passion behind this, a lot of heat, but also a lot of like maturity, and like wanting a mature and stable relationship here with the Four of Wands. Like a stable, solid commitment coming through here. And I think that's coming through from both ends. We're looking at this as what the energy of the connection is, what's going on in the connection. So what is going on with the Five of Cups reversed? Too many. King of Swords. So maybe just kind of like bringing some clarity and logic into the picture to kind of pull away from those past emotions and analyze and process things that may have happened in the past on both ends, so that we can work through this energy and clear it out in order to move forward. Like there's this growth, there's this maturation, this desire to move on from, you know, things in the past that might be weighing on both people in this connection here. There's this, we're working on clearing it out, clearing the slate here with the King of Swords, and kind of like taking a logical viewpoint of like looking at it from a third party, like big picture point of view, and seeing like, okay, you know, I did this, this person did this, and just kind of like understanding the dynamic without assigning blame, and just kind of watching how the energy interplayed between you and another person in the past. If there's some energy from the past that's kind of been causing you to have walls up in any other relationship, or maybe energy from the past with this person, if this person is from the past coming in, and kind of just processing that so you don't have those walls up, and so you can understand the dynamic of the relationship and the interplay, and like you know, without assigning blame, because it takes two to tango, you know. I mean, sometimes, you know, some people are assholes and they really just sabotage everything, but I feel like we're just looking back on like past regrets, or things that, you know, we're kind of holding on to kind of clear them out and get a better understanding of ourselves and how we relate to others, and to make sure that this doesn't happen again in the future. We don't have a repeat. Spirit, can you please clarify the Chariot? we have the Knight of Cups reversed. So I feel like we're not ready to make this offer yet, but we're kind of thinking about it. And I think both parties are thinking about this offer coming through and kind of what that looks like and that road ahead. Although the offer isn't ready, I see it's more like up in the mind at the moment and kind of thinking about things coming through, but the manifestation is not ready yet. Okay, the energy is still too slow right now, and it needs to build up, and it will. But I'm just seeing that as maybe we're thinking about it more than actually going through with the action of the Chariot, which ties back to what I said earlier. And energy of the Hangman, please, Spirit, clarify that one, please. Please clarify. The High Priestess. Okay. Just wants to be sideways. So again, that intuitive energy is coming through here. And maybe there's a little bit of, I'm just being drawn to say that some mental chatter that's blocking some receptive, intuitive thoughts to come through or information to come through. So maybe work on some grounding in order to clear away more space, to have that, clear away more space so you can be like this intuitive receptacle so information can come in and you can process it. But there is like, we're looking at things from another perspective, right? And kind of trying to feel the energy out intuitively here with this other person in the moment, because I think that's all we can do. I think we're not ready to talk about feelings yet at this point. But I feel like there might be some blocks, like some mental chatter, like wanting to, again, look at the past, like, it's like we're taking a fresh perspective to clear those out, so that we aren't blocked from this coming into play here or becoming like a reality. But the mental chatter, I think, is just regarding past experiences and kind of like I just think that there's some stubborn stuff that we have to let go of. In terms of giving and receiving and expectations in the relationship, there's like this energy of like needing to let go. And so, you know, the more you can like take a fresh perspective and clear stuff out and clear out any blocks to intuition and to kind of like connecting into this other person's energy to really see them for who they are now, for the work that they've done on themselves, it's going to be beneficial. Okay. Spirit, please clarify Six of Wands. We got 2. So we got sideways, 9 of Cups. Take it upright. 6 of Swords, upright. So yeah, so the 9 of Cups for sure, it's like fitting in with the 6 of Wands here very well. It's like you get like these little nuggets of information, I think, that come through that make you feel like like an exhale, like you're like, okay, we're on the we're on the right track, we're winning, you know, we're moving ahead, and it makes you like feel good emotionally as well as like passionately. You're like, yeah, you know, it's like this locking in and connected. And you're like, my wishes are coming through here, like the universe is hearing my intentions, since 9 of Cups is the wish card. So I definitely think that those little nuggets of information that you can get as they come through are definitely going to help like keep you keep you focused on this manifestation and bringing it to fruition. If it's moving too slow for you though, or if this is not what you want, I mean, you do you, boo, right? Like you don't have to do any of this. But if this is something that you really, want to bring into your life and manifest, which it looks like you do, then patience is required, but the little nuggets that come through are going to make you like really feel like things are moving in the right direction here. Especially with the Six of Swords, like moving into a fresh space, like healing is going on. You're going to see like, oh, this person has changed. Oh my gosh, this is a new side of this person. And this is a new side of me, like learning to see this person in a new light and having faith to know that things are moving in the right direction. There is healing here. Okay. Four of Cups. Spirit, please clarify Four of Cups. Wheel of Fortune. Karmic cycles closing out here. Perhaps in the past you've been hasty or wanted like things to move very quickly, and there's been like this instant gratification desire, like why isn't this person interested? And I feel like the universe is teaching you patience here, teaching you patience and like intention, and like being very conscious in every choice that you make in regard to this connection. I think both people are learning this. It's like consciously deciding this is what I want to do, and like having this very like, I'm getting this very Taurus energy of like putting one foot in front of the other, making progress, slow and steady, and being very intentional about what we're doing. I feel like there is a karmic cycle that's being closed here, to where you both maybe, if this is somebody from the past, have been too impatient and just kind of like feel you run together and then you like bounce apart. And it's like this energy of like never really being able to come together in like a solid and committed way, because of maybe lack of intention, or maybe being driven by your loins, or just having like an immense attraction to this person. But there is this energy of patience and closing out a karmic cycle in regard to like having patience and intention in a relationship, and kind of taking your time and being selective about what comes through, and what you want, and being very intentional about all of that. Okay, the Devil. Please clarify the Devil. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, I definitely think the fears have to do with like an even exchange of energy in the relationship, giving and receiving. Perhaps, I just feel like perhaps you were like on the side of giving and the other person was a taker, either if this is a past relationship or you've had a lot of relationships like that in the past. And I think that there's a lot of fears here about getting back into that again, but I do see again here the Wheel of Fortune. We are touching on both of these cards here. This karmic cycle is closing out. Energy is shifting in a more positive direction here, and there will be this reciprocity coming through in this relationship. So as long as you're intentional about it and you take your time, I think that this is going to develop some really solid, mature, committed roots. It has great potential there, at least is what I'm seeing right now in this moment. And I think that it's going to be a lot more fulfilling. Okay, there's going to be a give and take here, and even give and take, and it's not going to be like this one-sided thing, that maybe you've kind of gone through over and over and over again in the past. I see we're moving past that by bringing in this mature, intentional, focused energy, closing out bad old karmic cycles that don't serve us, so that we can get a relationship that serves us in the ways that we're looking for, in an even exchange here. Spirit, please clarify the Six of Cups. Okay. Spirit, please clarify the Six of Cups. Justice. This card makes me think of like twin flame, and justice is nowhere really near that department for me normally. But the way that this is showing, it's like two people looking at each other, like almost like they're looking in a mirror because they're the same. But justice speaks about balance. Again, looking at Six of Pentacles here, we're looking for a more solid foundation, just with the number 6, more stability coming in there, emotional stability perhaps, kind of righting the wrongs from the past, maybe even like thinking about things that have happened, you know, and kind of moving past that and wanting to right those wrongs and, you know, tip the scales in the right direction and bring balance into this connection if it's something from the past, or bring balance into this connection if it's something new, like leaving the baggage behind, leaving these past thoughts and memories behind, and kind of see we're working through that right now to kind of clear space, right, for something brand new to come in. But I think that there is a lot of that needs to be cleared out. Maybe stuff that's hiding in the crevices, cracks of the subconscious. You'll know as they come up in dreams and like daydreams and thoughts about the past that come up, certain triggers that pop up for you. But we're working on that right now. I think both people coming towards this connection are working on clearing away triggers so that they can leave the baggage behind and have a fresh start at a new relationship here. Okay, Spirit, Six of Pentacles, please. Please clarify Six of Pentacles. Ten of Wands. Yeah, perhaps in the past, like you were the giver, and giving, the other person or other people that you've dated, maybe it's a pattern, a karmic cycle. Other people that you've dated would take, and it's like, you're just like, please God, not again. And that's legit, you know, I get that. I've been there. And it's like not wanting this physical exhaustion, not wanting this exhaustion again, kind of clearing out that space and those fears and seeing things from a new perspective, seeing how this person is different from people in the past, or seeing how this person is different from who they were in the past, if it's an ex coming back to the table. It's kind of looking at things with a fresh start, but the Six of Pentacles in itself is like related to, I think, giving too much in the past and wanting more even exchange of energy here. Okay, let's get some channeled messages from your person. I made these in this little deck. Hopefully you like it. Okay. All right, Spirit, can we get some channeled messages from pile 1's person? I'm intimidated. Spirit, pile 1's person, channeled messages, please. All right. I can't stop thinking about you. I'm feeling a lot of sexual tension. Like double energy there for sure. That came up. I want you to meet my friends. So wanting to bring you into the fold a little bit more. That may only resonate for a few of you, depending on what stage you are at in this relationship. I love our banter. So maybe this is someone from the past and you guys, you know, would have really good conversations and that's something that they love. Or maybe if this is somebody new, whenever you speak to them or whenever you have the chance to talk to them, they love your conversations. I'm living in my memories of us. Yes, 6 of Cups energy right there. Absolutely. Kind of processing those memories. And you motivate me to heal myself, you guys. I see all that healing work you guys are doing. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, I definitely think this person wants this to work. Spirit, 2 more cards, please. 2 more channeled messages, please. You make me trip over my words. So again, like, nervous to talk to you. They definitely they're definitely interested in you for sure, and they're intimidated. I'm so sorry, my dog just freaked out because there was someone at the door. So you make me trip over my words. So they're definitely they're definitely interested in you, and I feel like you make them nervous, and obviously they are intimidated. Okay, one more, Spirit. One more channeled message, Spirit. You have my heart. Oh. Okay, you guys. This is definitely something I feel like you both are intentional about here. And there's a lot of work happening on both sides, which is amazing to see. And there is still that like giddiness and spark and butterflies all here. And if it's a, you know, a relationship, like a reconciliation type situation, that's amazing to see that that's all still there. But if this is a new relationship, obviously you're like having them trip over their words here. And they are very interested in you and they want to bring their best self into the relationship. So all awesome messages to see. Now let's get some advice for you guys while we're working through this stuff, bringing this manifestation into reality. All right, Spirit, advice for pile 1, please. Nourish, so take care of yourself. Eat well, work out if you can. Get outside a little bit with the leaves here, or make a salad. But just like the energy of self-care needs to come through. Like really fall in love with yourself. Take this time to really like build up that self-confidence and self-love in any way that you can. More messages. That's a lot. Let's start over. Spirit, any more? Okay. Oh, when you least expect. So again, those little nuggets of information popping in here for you, you guys. And I feel like either we're at the halfway point of this manifestation or like 3/4 of the way there. Like we're almost to like the point where we can really come together. So just hang in there, Spirit is saying, when you least expect it. Information is going to come through when you least expect it, and this manifestation is going to come through. But I feel like we're kind of closing in on it here. All right, Spirit, one more message, please. One more advice card for pile 1. Plant a seed and wait. So as long as you keep your intentions out there, it's like, what did I hear somebody say the other day? Place your order and wait for the shipment to come in. You know, just kind of forget about it. Same thing with setting intentions. You know, if you're doing spell work or rituals, set your intentions and forget about it and just let it manifest. Okay? Trust in the process, trust in the universe. And all you can do really is work on yourself, put your message out there. Don't be a brick wall, obviously, you know, show this person that you don't have to say, I'm interested in a relationship and let's get started, obviously, but you can just kind of like be open and talk to them and be kind, obviously, right? Like make the space comfortable for them to come forward. Just kind of put your energy out there and leave things open and receive. Be in this receptive energy here. All right, pile 1, I think that's it. I'm going to leave you guys there. We have coming together as the bottom of the deck energy. You guys, you're almost there, okay? All right, I feel it. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please hit the like button. I would love your comments. And subscribe if you haven't already. If you're looking for a personal reading, I do those as well. Information is down in the description. And then also too, I own a shop, sagecentaurus.com, and I'm having a huge sale right now because I'm relocating from Los Angeles to Phoenix. So if you're looking for anything, please pop in. I have tarot decks, manifestations, tools, crystals, all that good stuff. You can get up to 40% off right now. So I'd love for you to pop in and check it out. And then I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye. Hi, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You guys selected the Spirit Quartz here and the Mushroom Tarot. And we'll go ahead and get started, but we're going to check into your oracles first just to see if this resonates for you guys. So when I pulled these, I asked Spirit to tell me who person A is, who person B is, and then to show me the dynamic between the two. So I'll let you decide who is who based on your own intuition. So we have person A, amulet, C, abundance, and air. Person B, ignite, faith, wallaby, leadership, and Pluto. Okay. And then for the relationship, we've got journey. I feel like these are crooked. Okay. And I'm not a Virgo, you guys. Okay? No offense, Virgos. Okay. All right, so we've also got paradise, which is the sun. And then we've got tralala. That makes me think of, oh, well. Okay, so let's get into it. We've got, for person A, I feel like you both are intuitive people. I think person A is maybe an air sign or mutable, not mutable, but maybe an air sign. Maybe has like a more masculine energy. Doesn't have to be the case, but just a couple of things that jump out. Air signs would be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. But I definitely think this person might be a little superstitious or like has little amulets like a rabbit's foot or something. especially with the rabbit here, or just like little things that they carry around with them, like crystals or, you know, certain rings that, or jewelry that they like to wear that they maybe have charged with intentions. But I think this person might do ritual work or spiritual work of some sort. But this person does like to manifest, and this person, I feel like it may be a life path one, but they do, I definitely, whether it's ritual work or not, they're very good at like putting their intentions out to the universe and just kind of like throwing it out in the air. And I feel like this person is kind of connected in and kind of is very good at seeing like the overall big picture of things as well. I feel like this person is very intelligent and likes to have conversations, and kind of likes to analyze things a little bit and look at things like from a third party perspective. This person might be lucky. This person might have a lot of abundance in one way or another, maybe financial, maybe in a different area of life. But I see like this person is in a good place. Like this person always makes sure that they're in a good place. And I think that they generally have a positive attitude. I think they like to process a lot of information, and reading, writing come up for me with this person as well. And this person might be generous, like with their time or with their thoughts or ideas. Like I get this giving energy here, especially with abundance. Their energy might feel like light and airy. But I think that this person also just have like a lot of wisdom too. Like they're just really good at seeing the bigger picture and like kind of picking it apart and like looking at like all the the little cogs and like systems to see how like things all function together to create something, if that makes any sense. This person is just very good at like understanding like systemic structures to see it, and is like interested in looking at like the interplay of things. Maybe they're an engineer, but definitely a very intelligent person. Good with both details and big picture. Okay, looking at person B, we have Pluto here, which would be like Scorpio energy. So definitely getting analysis on this side too, but like a lot more fire and passion. Whereas this person feels like light and airy and flowy, this person's like, you know, you can feel the heat with this other person. And so they might be a fire sign or they might be a Scorpio. But this person likes there's like a transformative energy around them. So like either they light other people up, they inspire other people to like work on themselves. Maybe they're a healer, maybe they're a coach, maybe they're like a personal trainer. But I see there's like a lot of firepower here and like this transformative energy and like kind of lighting up the room, lighting people up to like do work on themselves. And maybe they are very spiritual about it. Maybe they are a spiritual coach. And they definitely have like this strong leadership vibe here as well too, obviously with the leadership card, but I definitely get like this, I can see this person like standing solidly, like very, like there's like this energy of conviction and like speaking from their gut, speaking from their heart, like very passionate about information that they put out there. And they like want to like transform things and you know, structures around them, people around them. They want to change people for the better. I think that they see opportunity in every person around them. Like they see the best parts of this person. Maybe they even have insight into parts that need work. And they're really good at communicating that and like getting the person motivated to work on themselves. Maybe they feel supported or like seen. Maybe this person is good at making other people feel seen. This person might be intuitive as well, but very transformative and kind of magnetic. So the energy of this person feels like it has a little more mass, like a lot heavier than this person. Kind of feels light and flowy, easy breezy, but also like kind of focused, very smart, detail oriented. And I think that you guys would have really interesting conversations for sure. You could probably stimulate each other intellectually, just aside from these cards. That's what I would assume. So for the energy of the relationship or the dynamic between you two, we have journey, tra-la-la, and paradise. So maybe you guys are both interested in travel. Maybe you guys like to talk about traveling. Maybe you travel together. Maybe you guys have been in a relationship for quite some time, and maybe it's like very like loose and open with this tra-la-la energy. But you guys are like, I'm thinking of like common law marriage, like just kind of like committed to each other without like putting it on paper. If you have like a long journey together, like throughout your lives, maybe you've known each other for a long time. Or maybe you like are good at like healing each other. But I get like the sense of like warmth and like feeling like you're home when you're with this other person. There's like a lot of joy in this relationship. There's a lot of exploration in this relationship. There's like a lightness here, like, oh well, you know, like nothing really gets to you guys. Like you guys see the bigger picture. You guys are both good at that. You're both like good at seeing like all the details and the dynamics at play in any situation. And it's like, I feel like you guys are both good at looking at things like as from a third party perspective and kind of coming together in like an intelligent way to like work through things. You guys might, if this isn't a romantic relationship, you guys might work together. You guys might both be in like similar industries of like healing. But there's like this like lighthearted, like fun energy between the two of you here. And maybe you started as friends, and maybe there's like, I just feel like there's like this deep trust and like feeling like you're home with this person. And like when I'm seeing this tent, like it's not huge, right? And a tent is an intimate space, and this is at night, you know, and it's by the water, which would be emotion. And maybe you just have like a deep trust for each other, and you just know each other really, really well. Like I just feel like you may have known each other for a really long time. So let's get into your tarot. Let's take a look at what's going on here. But so far, this looks like a good, interesting, nice, complementary connection. But let's see. All right. Let's shuffle real quick. Spirit pile 2. What's going on in this connection? And we're just going to look at the relationship as a whole. So this would be like coming from both sides. And what the dynamic is here. Spirit pile 2. What's going on in this connection? Eight of Pentacles. I think that was the very first card in pile 1. Crazy. Ace of Wands reversed. Too many. The Fool. Two of Swords reversed. Wheel of Fortune. Bottom of the deck is the Knight of Swords. Maybe we need to like straighten the camera here. Okay. All right. Spirit. What is going on in this connection? We've got Six of Pentacles. It also came out in pile 1. The Empress. Nine of Swords. Knight of Cups. Reversed. The Devil also came out in pile 1. And then the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Wands. Got two knights here. Okay. Feels like there's a lot going on here. Like, I feel like you guys both give like adequate attention to the relationship. But I'm feeling like this is more of a platonic vibe. Just kind of looking at this, and maybe you guys are trying to work on progressing to something romantic, but feeling like we don't know where to begin here. There is this like even exchange of energy. Like you guys both really, I think, enjoy this relationship and enjoy giving and receiving in the relationship. Both feels like satiated, satisfied. I see you guys like working on a lot of stuff together. Like you guys both have like very busy lives. There is like so when I see the Empress, you know, the Empress can be mother energy, but it can also be like sensual energy, attraction, beauty, abundance, wanting to make someone a mother. And I'm seeing the Ace of Wands, which tends to be like very phallic in reverse. So it's like, I think there's an attraction here, but like we don't know where to start. Like it's like maybe not wanting to damage the relationship, but I definitely see there's like you guys feel nurtured and like starting, there's like these like feelings of attraction starting to bubble up, and it's like, oh no, you know, it's like, well, what do we do? What am I doing? Or what are we doing here? Maybe even feeling like worried about it and like overthinking it and ruminating on it and like wanting a fresh start, but not knowing like where to begin and not knowing if the other person is going to feel the same way. and kind of like hesitant to bring it up because you don't want to screw it up. Definitely thinking about it, and like I feel like I just get this energy, I'm feeling this energy of like things starting to build up and like maybe bubble up, and it's like, okay, when do we start this conversation, and do we start this conversation? Like, you don't want it to get awkward. And I'm seeing like this overthinking of the entire thing, and like wanting a fresh start and not knowing where to begin, and kind of like thinking of all the different ways that fresh start could come to be, but like they're all like, they all bring up this energy of like fear and maybe even like inadequacy in one way or another. Maybe like thinking like, oh, you know, we're good as friends, like I don't know if we're gonna be good as romantic partners. Especially with the Knight of Cups reversed, it's like wanting to make the offer but feeling like, oh, it's not the right time, and like feeling just not knowing like what to say, like wanting to get that conversation started, and it's like trying to find a way to get that like conversation started, get that offer out there. There are fears here, and wanting to like put this into a new cycle and just like change the energy of the relationship. And I feel like things are building because I'm getting this energy of impatience here with these two knights. The Knight of Wands, no patience, wants to like is guided by his passion. Doesn't have to be a man, but not man. I'm saying man because of Knight, but guided by his passions, guided by his loins here, and kind of wants to get busy. And the Knight of Swords, which wants to get the conversation started like fast, like let's talk about this. I want to talk about this right now. And I'm seeing the energy like bubble up, like build up, and it's like we need this release here with the Two of Swords. We need this release so that we can get these cards on the table, so to speak. There is a desire to bring this in, like, and I think that feeling's mutual, but nobody wants to be the first person to talk about it. No one wants to screw up the friendship. Let's look at some clarifiers here. Okay, Spirit, can we please clarify the Eight of Pentacles for pile 2? King of Wands, like busy manifesting. Like there's this like energy of like, you guys probably do like a lot of, like you share your passions with one another. You like maybe involve one another with your activities, your pursuits. But there's a lot of, I think, passion that you share with each other, just like for things in your lives here. You're both, I see you both as like very, very busy people, and like very passionate. Like when you get into something, you guys are like in it, like focused. Spirit, what about the Ace of Wands reversed? Justice. Yeah. It's like wanting to be fair and not end the relationship. We don't want to screw it up and we don't want to end the relationship, but there is like this wanting to like clear the air and bring like this honesty to the table, but maybe kind of take the passion, like bring yourself into like a more logical mindset and like out of this like passionate fire energy. With the Ace of Wands, it's very fiery, very lit up, but this looks like a, you know, when it's reversed, it's like having trouble getting started or having trouble like getting that fire lit. And I think it's because of certain fears here. And it's like there's like this wantingness to like turn this right side up, to be honest, to bring more balance here into how you're feeling, to one another, how one another's feeling. Like I see you guys talking together, talking about this, having like an honest conversation, like wanting to do that in order to see if there is an interest in pursuing, to changing the dynamic into something more romantic. Spirit, what about the Fool? We have Death. Yeah, looking for a rebirth. I don't know how we can get any clearer there. There's a wantingness to like change the dynamic, and this fear, I think, of like letting go of fears and hesitations. The Fool kind of has to take a leap of faith, you know, to have a new beginning, and there's like fear tied to that. But there is if there's a want, like you guys want this to happen, I think on both ends there is a wantingness to change, to transform the relationship into something new. Two of Cups reversed, Spirit. The Devil. Yeah, there are certain fears here that are, I think, again, blocking this, clearing the air and opening up the conversation. It's like maybe wondering too if these feelings are temporary, maybe for some of you. There's a worry about whether the other person feels the same. There's a worry about what the relationship will really look like. But there are some fears tied to getting the conversation started here. I mean, I can see that we have the Devil here twice. I can see that in several cards here. It's just like this overwhelming fear of like, do we want to go down this path? And what does that look like? And will this lead to ruin? Okay, Wheel of Fortune. We've got Page of Swords. Yep, wanting to get that change started, but being reluctant to or defensive about it. Curious as hell. Very curious and wanting things to change. There's a cycle here and cycle here, and it's like, are we going to go down a bad cycle or is this going to be a good cycle? But I think the Wheel of Fortune signifies here, and in general, you know, a change for the better, a change of luck for the better. So there's this like curiosity here, okay, and I think it's building up. We have Page tonight. So I think you guys are both like thinking about it. And I feel like the energy is starting to build. Curiosity is like peaking. And, but when I see the Page of Swords, always, I look at how the page is always like holding the sword out in front of them, like, don't come at me. Kind of like a defensive stance or very protective. So like, maybe keeping these thoughts to yourself right now, but thinking about them quite a bit and exploring them and kind of like working through the logic and maybe starting to cut away some fears or work through some things in the mind here regarding this change. Knight of Swords, please. Seven of Wands. I think you're like holding yourself back from like charging forward. It's like the energy is building and the curiosity is building, and it's like I feel like you're like holding yourself back and like staving off your passions to like kind of continue to think through this a little bit more. But there's this energy of impatience that's building up, and like this like needing to like hold yourself back here. And I think that that's true on both ends here. I think the energy is reciprocal because we have the Six of Pentacles, but also too because we're looking at the connection. I'm looking at both of you here. So Six of Pentacles. Can you please clarify that, Spirit? Five of Swords. There is a fear of upsetting the dynamic and kind of going from like this energy of no expectations and wanting to give, receive, and maybe introducing expectations here. Maybe you feel like if we take this to a romantic place, there's going to be this these new expectations coming in, and feeling like you know, what if this person sucks as a relationship partner and they don't give back the way I want and need them to, or maybe the feelings just aren't reciprocal. There's like a worry about the feelings not being there, and kind of being hurt and maybe even embarrassed for coming forward. Okay. Or that the relationship will just get destroyed too. The Empress, Spirit. Eight of Swords reversed. There is like, so maybe you guys have, at one point you were like really holding yourself back from even attempting to think of this person in a romantic sense. And I think the feeling just kind of built up a little bit, and you kind of like took that blindfold off a little bit and took a bite of the apple and to get your thought process started about exploring things here. So it's like getting yourself out of the analysis, like paralysis, or like this fear, like holding yourself back from, I mean, because I definitely think we're in analysis paralysis. So, but I, like, at least like the blindfolds coming off, and like you're like allowing yourself to explore the possibilities here. I still see the analysis paralysis here, but I see that you're slowly starting to free yourself into exploring what this could look like, letting yourself feel attracted to the other person, kind of like slowly like following that energy there and letting it kind of come up. Nine of Swords reversed. The Sun. So there are a lot of fears here. And maybe there's like this analysis paralysis of, what does it look like if it does work out? It's like also the energy of like trying to have hope. Like I see you're fighting the Nine of Swords. which is like anxiety, intense anxiety. And it's like trying to have hope of like, well, what if this does work out? I think the sun kind of makes this less bad, because I think that you're not completely getting lost in this anxiety. Like there's some temperance here, or tempering that energy by, you know, kind of also exploring, what if it does work out? There's like just this going like back and forth. Like I see a lot of ruminating here about like, if it does work out, if it doesn't work out, what do we do? Like, but it's not like this mindset of like, this person won't like the idea. It's like kind of just like really hoping and having like a lot of anxiety about maybe things moving into a different direction here for the better, for a deepening of like feelings and emotions, kind of getting that clarity too, like wanting that clarity, wanting to have the conversation, wanting that illumination to come through. Knight of Cups. Spirit, what is Knight of Cups? Three of Wands. Yeah, waiting. Maybe waiting for a signal. I feel like you guys are tiptoeing. Like, just trying to like pick up on every little signal. And you guys are both very intelligent people, and very careful, I feel like, and intentional about your moves, almost strategic, surgical. And it's like waiting and feeling like maybe it's not time yet, or maybe waiting for like signals to come in from the other person to like show interest, or maybe like an openness to exploring this. Okay, Spirit, please clarify the Devil. Five of Cups and the Fool. Yeah, fears of completely screwing this up and like regretting it, and like screwing up every opportunity here for the relationship, by kind of giving into trust in the universe and just jumping in, and like there's so much fear about screwing up the relationship and having so many regrets here about like emotional exposure, and maybe this person won't reciprocate, and like just kind of like focus. I see like there is this focus on the negative, even though we're trying to incorporate the positive here, or like look for that illumination. The Devil is keeping you guys in a mindset of like, I just don't want to screw this all up, but it's like this like back and forth energy of like, I really want to do this, but I'm just so terrified to move it forward. Like just not wanting to have regrets, like not wanting to lose out on, you know, any kind of other opportunities with this person. Just like feeling like this is a big gamble, like rolling the dice, like, ooh, what are we gonna do? Especially with the Fool energy, kind of rolling the dice here. And just kind of processing all of that information and to figure out how to move forward. But I feel like you're right now just tiptoeing and waiting for signals and kind of going back and forth in your head. Knight of Wands. Clarifier, please. Ace of Cups. One more. Okay, we are doing it right side up. Ace of Cups upright on the Knight of Wands. There's definitely an interest here. There's a lot of emotions here building up and like wanting to burst outward and get flowing. you guys are both holding back, and it's going to build up to a point where it's going to start to just burst out and overflow. If you guys don't start talking about it in one way or another, it's going to burst out. Maybe in some kind of passionate way. Maybe there's some sexual tension building up here. But one way or another, these things are going to start flowing out. Like, the desires are going to start flowing out. Intentions are going to be made known. But we're just like, there's like, I feel like this energy of a caged animal in a way. To be really, what is it, carnal about it? But there's definitely an attraction, and there are feelings here. And one way or another, I feel like it's going to come bursting out, but because the tension, I feel like, is building and building and building and needs to be released here. Okay, let's get some channeled messages from your person, pile 2. Let's see what they have to say to you. Channeled messages for pile 2 from their person. I made these little cards. I hope you like them. Channeled messages for pile 2 from their person. Channeled messages for pile 2. I feel like a monster. Maybe it's like, you know, kind of hiding your feelings, and it's like, I don't want to be like this creep, like, you know, that's trying to like come into your space when you feel like we're in a safe space as a friendship. Like, feeling like these feelings coming up are like, A, maybe hard to contain, and B, maybe like they're not reciprocated, and feeling like you don't want to destroy the relationship. These are from your person though. Songs remind me of you. So music could be a thing for you guys. Maybe you like to discuss music, make music together. I'm wearing a mask. Definitely hiding feelings, okay? Messages for pile 2 from their person. There's this like reluctance to share information. I love our friendship, okay? So definitely don't want to destroy the friendship. I want to build a life with you. So that's good to see. You inspire me. Definitely saw that inspiration energy come through in the oracles. And I would move mountains for you. So you guys, all really good relationships, like romantic, start with friendships. So obviously do what you feel is right in your gut. But it looks like this person would be open. And I definitely think that this energy is reciprocal. So I love you. Last message for pile 2. It's too many. Last message for pile 2. Okay, well, I guess we'll just take them all. Oh, look what else just fell out. I'm all in. I love your intelligence. You motivate me to heal myself. I could spend the rest of my life with you. And we need more alone time together. So this person is definitely wanting to figure out, you know, how to move this forward, maybe spending more time together. I already feel like you guys do, but if you don't, maybe try to spend more time together. Maybe that'll help like get the conversation started, but I definitely This looks like the other person has the same thoughts and feelings as you. We just have to figure out how to get this conversation started. Obviously, move at the pace that's comfortable for you, though, and make the decisions that you feel are right in your own gut. Now, let's get some advice cards from Spirit. Spirit advice for pile 2. Or sorry, yeah, pile 2. Oh my gosh. And my brain went somewhere. Advice cards for pile 2. Practice. Maybe practice this conversation with your houseplants, your other friends, your pets, yourself in the mirror. Get comfortable with discussing the information so maybe it doesn't feel so weird when it comes out. Discussing the information, your feelings. Just kind of practice. Be clear about what you want with this person. Don't be afraid to talk about what you want here. When you feel like you are ready to, like, be very clear with this person about your feelings. Let's take the mask off, you know, up to you, obviously, do what feels right for you, but it looks like we need to kind of be honest here, get clear, get some clarity, especially with that sun energy that came through. We got 2 here. We'll take them both. Begin again. Oh, sorry, my battery is like dying. Begin again. And anything you want to find is out there somewhere. So I think Spirit is saying there is, you know, the possibility of a fresh start with this person on a new path. And just maybe like get comfortable with yourself about what you truly want. You know, believe that it's out there, and maybe even if it's not with this person, like, have the comfort in knowing that if we tried and it doesn't work out, perhaps there is still the opportunity to be friends, you know, and know that this isn't the end of the road. Like, and if you do decide against moving forward on this too, like, there is someone out there for you as well, like another person out there as well. So, you know, just kind of like giving you comfort in both directions here, as, you know, to help you decide how you want to proceed, but obviously up to you. I hope this was helpful, you guys. This is where I'm going to leave your reading. It would be awesome if you hit the like button if you like this reading, or left some comments, or both. If you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And then if you are looking for a private reading, I do offer those. Information to book is down in the description. And also too, at my shop, sagecentaurus.com, having a sale because I'm moving from LA to the Phoenix area at the end of the month. This is June 2022. And you can get up to 40% off. I have tarot cards, oracle cards, crystals, candles, all kinds of fun stuff. So would love it if you could pop in, see if there's anything you'd like so we can clear it out before we move. And I'll leave it here. I'll see you in your next reading, guys. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You guys selected this awesome Faden quartz from Pakistan. And the 8th House Tarot. So before we get into the tarot, I pulled some oracle cards for you guys to take a look at person A, person B, the dynamic. So when I pulled these cards, I didn't specify who's who. I just said, show me A, show me B, and show me the relationship dynamic. So I'll let you use your intuition to decide who is who. So person A, sensuality, ceremony, The moon jelly, simplicity. First house. Sorry, my dog's making some funny noises. She's dreaming back there. Person B, refine and improve. Or refine, improve. Honor. The barn owl, wisdom. Sixth house. For the dynamic in the relationship, we have the star. Parasitism. And the bachelorette. And number 3, which is the empress. Okay. So right away, and this doesn't have to be true in your case, but it might be confirmation for some of you. I'm getting the vibe that person B is older than person A. Yeah, maybe like by quite a bit. Like 10 years or so. Something like that. Maybe different generations. That might be the case for some of you. And then going to person A, we have first house and simplicity, which gives me like Aries energy, especially with sensuality here too. This person just feels younger with first house energy. Kind of focus on themselves, pursuits in life, kind of like, I feel like things are like more simple for them in this time period. Like they aren't weighed down by like the burdens of life as much as maybe person B is. Like this person has like an easier life with less expectations and allows them like more personal exploration to like really learn who they are. This person I feel like is attractive, like physically attractive, and might also have like a high libido. And then I feel like this person is like very still very thoughtful. Like they don't forget birthdays. Like they always try to find like something to celebrate, I think, every day, and that might just be part of what keeps things simple and light in the energy in their life. There's like this energy of like gratitude and like a childlike innocence to like want to celebrate, you know, everything, like coming across like new finds in life and exploring things and like celebrating all of that. This person could also be an earth sign or you know, a sign ruled by Venus, which would be Taurus or Libra. Could be an Aries there with the first house though. But I just see them, they have like this younger, lighter, more buoyant and free energy here. Just kind of like making their way through life. There is like a more receptive energy here. And it's like not overcomplicated. There aren't a lot of expectations, a lot of burdens on this person yet in life. And then for person B, I feel like this person is older. We have wisdom here. Honor always makes me think of like, what is that, like 19th century? Like, I'm a man of honor. Well, this doesn't have to be a guy, but you know what I'm saying, hopefully. but it just has like this older, more mature vibe. And I think this person is a lot more serious, and looks for like creating efficiencies in their life. Maybe they do have a lot of burdens. Maybe there are a lot of people that they do take care of with the sixth house energy. Maybe they have a lot of daily tasks. I think they're very good with self-care. Maybe they take their vitamins. They could be a Virgo or just earth energy. This could be fire energy too. Earth would be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Fire would be Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. But this person is like focused on daily tasks, like is very organized, likely. I feel like their clothes are never wrinkled. I'm just getting like a strong Virgo pull here, especially with like wisdom and honor, like a very serious energy here. And like with refine and improve, like this person wants to like, I just see like them focus on efficiencies and like constantly improving themselves, healing others, healing themselves, using their wisdom to heal others or to heal situations or things, fix things. This person is very smart. I feel like they've seen a lot in their life and they can bring that wisdom to the table to, maybe this person is a consultant or acts as a consultant with others, with companies. I feel like they're an honest person and they want to do right by people. And like there is this energy of like trust. Like this person I feel like is trusted by a lot of people. Very responsible person. The energy over here feels definitely a lot heavier than this energy. And it feels like older and more mature. Looking at the dynamic of the relationship, we have the star here. So there's this energy of like healing, but this energy of like the relationship maybe being like unattainable. Or maybe like having a deep, solid, committed relationship is unattainable. Maybe this is a fling. It's like seeing, like having a lot of hope for the future in this relationship, but maybe feeling like it's just out of reach. There's also healing here with the Empress or the Bachelorette and with parasitism. Like codependency comes to mind here. You know, I feel like one person is the caretaker and kind of the responsible person. And I feel like it's the person B. Almost like this mothering energy. And this could be mother-child. Or this could be to, you know, an older person with a younger person in a romantic sense. But there is this codependency or you know, somebody that's kind of like takes care of everything and is like the mother of the relationship. Doesn't have to be a woman, but just the one person that like kind of brings the abundance in and kind of cares for everything and has this like nurturing, caring energy. Like that's the dynamic here. So it's like, I think you guys both like care for each other. You guys nurture each other in the right ways, but something in this dynamic feels like unattainable. And there also seems to be a bit of codependency here, or maybe feeling like somebody is like you guys just like one person is draining the other person and not really giving back enough. Let's get into the tarot. let's get into the tarot. Let's see what's going on here. All right, we have the 8th house tarot again. Just do a quick shuffle. Pile 3, what is going on in this connection between person A and person B? All right, Spirit. What is going on in this connection between A and B? Pile 3. This wants to come out. 4 of Pentacles. What's going on between A and B in pile 3? Ace of Swords reversed. 8 of Pentacles. We got that in all piles. Okay, I think that's too much. What's going on in pile 3's connection? Okay. Strength reversed, the Chariot reversed. And then the bottom of the deck is the Moon, upright. I feel like we're losing daylight here. What's going on in pile 3's connection? Queen of Pentacles, Judgment. Knight of Swords. Five of Swords, Knight of Cups reversed. Oh my gosh, we got that in all 3 piles. And the bottom of the deck, Ace of Wands reversed. Let's see what we got. Whenever I see the Queen of Pentacles, the phrase, the ultimate single mom always pops into my head. That ties in with that Empress energy as well. Like, it just is care. I feel like somebody here is a caretaker. And I feel like this relationship has maybe like hit a plateau or hit some kind of limit. And it's like make or break time. Like, do we expand and grow, or are we going to be stuck here in this place forever? And I get that too with the Judgment. It's like, okay, are we going to transform and grow in this relationship? Like, where is this going? And there's like this either not knowing how to get the conversation started or reluctance to get the conversation started. I think both parties are kind of just feeling this. In a sense, in different degrees, maybe. And it's like, when you do have the opportunity to talk about it, or when like you're really fired up and wanting to talk about it, I think either one of you, like the other person is too busy, or there's maybe just too much to talk about. Like, there's this energy of like being overwhelmed with other things in life. like work is too busy to have like the conversation. And maybe there's this impatience and like this wanting more and like to like charge forward into the future with this relationship, but there's like responsibilities and, you know, other things that need to be handled. I feel like that would be more on person B's side, that keep this relationship like in a very, I think, immature place. Not immature like you guys are immature people, but immature like it's not maturing, it's not growing, it's not deepening. It's kind of like stuck at a level here. We're stuck in a bubble. And I definitely feel like one person feels like they're giving more than the other. And we saw that with the parasitism card. I definitely got that vibe just between the just looking at the two different energies. Like one person is receptive, the other person looks like they give and kind of nurture and heal and are more of a caretaker. And I definitely feel like that's showing up here with the 5 of Swords as well. Perhaps person B is like to the point where they are looking for more to come in from person A. But I feel like they might be afraid to express that because maybe person A will expect the relationship to grow, become more than what it already is. And I don't think person B, I don't know if person B has enough room in their life for this relationship, but they like it where it's at. Like it's in a safe, stable bubble. And like in terms of depth, but I feel like they're giving and giving and giving, and person A is not, they feel like person A isn't reciprocating and it's draining them, but they don't know how to discuss that without person A developing higher expectations for the relationship. Or for person B, they might expect like more of a commitment to come through. And I don't know if we want to, like, there's this energy of not wanting to make that offer of a deeper commitment, a more emotional, offer more emotion into this relationship, like to take things to the next level. There's like this hesitation here. I think that would be person B getting that vibe, especially with the chariot reversed. You know, it's like this energy of not wanting to like charge after progress, like to move mountains for the relationship. I don't get that vibe. I don't think either party at this point is willing to move mountains for the relationship. I think that there's like this energy of complacency and, okay, I'm okay with where we're at right now, but if, you know, maybe person B gives a lot to person A because person A has that expectation of them, and it's like just an agreement to keep things light. And if person B expects person A to give more, then person A expects a deeper commitment from person B. But I don't see there's like this wantingness to deepen the commitment here. There's a reluctance here. I just feel like for both parties, it's not something like that they're pursuing. But there is like, I think person B is looking for more balance in the relationship from person A, but I think that that comes with expectations on commitment. There is this confusion here with the moon, like not seeing all the details. I want to get clarifiers on this, but there's something with, there's just like this, I feel like this energy of complacency, like there's this, like this is starting to become boring, sorry. Like it's just kind of like feeling one note, and it just feels like maybe the energy is getting stale here. And it's like not knowing what to do. Not knowing what to do, but feeling like something has to change, like instinctually, like feeling like a decision is coming up here, but not wanting to broach the subject and not wanting to. I just feel like we're stuck in a comfort zone and we're okay with the arrangement, I guess, to a point, but there are people, like, I think person B is slowly becoming resentful or drained, and is like, but doesn't want to like lose this like light thing that they have going, because they don't have to deepen the commitment. They have just so many other things in their lives that they don't have time to deepen the commitment. And they kind of like that arrangement, but they don't want to always be giving and giving and giving. They want some reciprocation, but person A is not offering that without more commitment. Okay, I feel like I'm a broken record here. Let's get some clarifiers. Energy that's popping out here, we have Leo, Cancer, Pisces with the moon, Leo with strength, Cancer with the chariot. Then we've got Pentacles, Earth, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. We've got Air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Cups would be Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. And then Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay. Spirit, please clarify the Four of Pentacles. Two of Wands, feeling like you're at a crossroads. Like, we need to grow, but I don't know what to do. And there's like a decision that needs to be made here about how to proceed, because I feel like there's maybe this energy of stagnation, and feeling like we're getting stuck. And the Emperor here, like wanting to make an executive decision, like an adult, mature decision. What do we need to do, like, to move forward? To do we bring in commitment, or do we let this go? Like, there is this need to like kind of make a mature decision here on where to go. Ace of Swords reversed. The Star again. Yeah, like, I think there's like a hesitation to have this conversation because maybe the relationship doesn't feel like something that is possible. Like, a committed relationship might feel like so far out of reach. And it's like, there's this not like an avoidance to discuss concerns. There's like this desire to not want to disrupt things. I feel like in a way, or maybe you guys came together because at first this was like a healing situation, or like it was like a nice break, a nice light, airy relationship with no expectations, no strings attached, no commitment. And things are starting to progress and the energy is growing in one way or another. And it's like, do we want to continue growing it or do we need to say goodbye? Because needs aren't being met, I think, for either party. Like, for party A, to person A to give more, they want commitment. And person B feels like they're giving so much and they want more from person A, but they don't want to give out that commitment. Like, there's like this, it's like, it just seems like the relationship is so far out of reach because you guys are on different pages. Like, there's a wish that it could work, but we don't want to talk about the topic because it just, nobody wants to disrupt the bubble right now. It's like a comfortable arrangement in the moment, but it's starting to become, this pressure is starting to build here. Expectations might start to come up more and more. 8 of Pentacles. Four of Swords. Yeah, I feel like for person B, there's a lot on their mind. They just have like a lot of things going on, a lot of responsibilities. And this person is just kind of looking for like Netflix and chill. I'm sorry. Just like kind of being in non-effort. And I feel like this person B, is constantly in effort with person A. And this person just literally wants to chill and receive for a bit. And because they've just got so much going on, like they're to the point of where they're like, I can't give anymore and I need, you know, some alone time and I need to like pull my energy back in. And I think that that's where that desire for reciprocation is starting to build, like that pressure is starting to build there. Okay, Leo reversed. Sorry, Leo reversed. Strength reversed. 3 of Pentacles. There is like, I just think that person B is looking for like a reasonable collaboration. Like, person A, can you just step up a little bit more? Like, and then there's this energy of the commitment here with the 3 of Pentacles, like wanting to build. So I feel like there's like this insecurity, not insecurity, but like there's like a weakness in the foundation of this relationship. Maybe it doesn't even have a foundation. And maybe in order for it to grow a little bit, there would need to be like a little bit more of a give. Like person B would need to give a little bit more commitment to person A, like just a tiny bit if they can, although they kind of feel like they're giving everything, but they're giving everything except commitment here. And Strength reversed, yeah, we need to like build up the foundation a little bit in order for this relationship to progress. But I feel like there's a reluctance to do that. Just like a need to have like more collaboration. Be on the same page a little bit more, but there's like this reluctance. Okay. The Chariot reversed. Clarifier. No, one just flipped over. Where did you go? Maybe I'm hallucinating. Okay, well, it's someone to be found, so. And the Chariot reversed. There it is. And we've got the Six of Pentacles, so reciprocation is needed in order to get you guys on the same page and moving forward, but there are fears. The Devil also popped out. There are fears about this. Like, I think that there's like this fear of codependency. Like, I feel like person B feels like if they step up and offer that commitment, that person A will depend on them even more. And who knows if person A will give back. There's like a fear of not having reciprocation here, even if commitment was offered by person B. They still think that they would be taking care of person A. Okay, the Moon. Clarifier on the Moon, Spirit. Eight of Pentacles. I feel like the energy is pulled in so many directions here for person B. I keep talking about person B, but that's just what keeps coming up for me. Because it seems like they've just got a lot on their plate, a lot of responsibilities, a lot going on. They don't have time to like get clarity on the situation and really think this through. Time maybe, or maybe no time, no desire. They like it where it's at, but they feel like they're giving too much and they want more. So it's like we're at like this crossroads, like I said earlier. Let's get another clarifier on the Moon. Eight of Swords. Analysis paralysis. Yeah, they like feel, there's like this energy of feeling trapped in the mind, like not having all the information, or not wanting to see what things would look like if there was an investment made in the relationship. Like feeling like maybe no matter what they do, there would be no change to the dynamic. Like there would still be that non-reciprocation here, even if commitment was offered. Like there's an unwillingness I feel like there's an unwillingness to even look at it. Like, I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about offering more commitment. I've got too much on my plate. And so it's like this energy of like, not really getting in and illuminating the situation, right? So if the Ace of Wands was right side up, we would be able to see, right? Because there would be illumination there, but we don't have that. And I feel like it's an unwillingness to bring that illumination in, because I feel like for person B, like that's just not even, they just don't have room to commit in their lives, and they just can't even look at it. There's a reluctance to look at things here. Okay. Let's get a clarifier on the Ace of Wands. Like, I'm getting the feeling that this is like a relationship with somebody who maybe is married and in separation or something, and then like person A, so that would be person B, and then person A is like the girlfriend that wants more commitment but won't give it unless it won't give anything to person B unless they get that commitment smartly. It's just that's like the dynamic that I'm feeling come through here. It doesn't have to be the case in your situation, but that's what I'm feeling. We have the Five of Swords and the Lovers, the Ace of Wands reversed. So yeah, that energy of not, there's like the zero-sum game here, feeling like I feel like person A feels like it's a game. Like, you do this and I do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like quid pro quo. Is that the right thing? And it's like, I mean, they're just protecting their energy, right? But it's like this energy of not wanting to like give more because the other person might receive too much and somebody will win and somebody will lose in the situation. So it's kind of like making the energy in the relationship a little stale. And I definitely feel like there is this feeling of a choice like looming. And it's like, do we stay or do we go? Because it feels like things are getting stale here. There is an attraction to this other person, but it's like, I don't think either party is going to get what they need. Like, somebody's going to feel like a loser and somebody's going to feel like a winner, no matter what. Or maybe they do now, and it's just that I feel like that dynamic will continue. And it's like, there's definitely a choice that needs to be made here with the Lovers. It's also Gemini energy. Okay. And Aquarius energy with the Star. Aries energy with the Emperor. The Devil is Capricorn. Okay. Knight of Wands reversed. Sorry, Knight of Cups reversed. Wheel of Fortune. I feel like this is a karmic cycle. And a decision is going to have to be made soon. And I feel right now the energy is leaning towards moving out of this situation, because I don't see like a progression. I don't see the energy of like even being open to progression or commitment, like a deeper commitment. Maybe it's like a friends with benefits situation. But there's this karmic energy of like, we need to look at like value and expectations and complacency and feeling stuck in life. Like those things are coming up for me here in terms of like the energy that would like the dynamic, personal dynamics that would bring two people like this together and be stuck in like this rut, this cycle. But I see that things are changing, the energy is coming up, and it looks like there may be, right now it looks like the desire to maybe walk away, but I don't think anyone wants to like be the first to start talking about it. A 5 of Swords. Clarifier, please, Spirit. Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is like a very independent energy. And it's like, look at me, look at my value, look at my worth, look at all I've created, look at what I've done. And it could be that person B takes care of person A to the point of where they have all these nice things and are living like a nice, comfortable life, but they're not giving back because they're independent. They're just doing their thing. And there's like a feeling of being drained and defeated, like we saw earlier in the Oracle cards. But I also think that it's hard to separate because you guys like do like each other. You're attracted to each other. You see value in each other. But it's like this conflicting energy of, it feels like this is unattainable because there's other issues at play. Like a zero-sum game here. Like whoever wins big. If that resonates for anybody. And we need to get out of this like competing mindset, like tit for tat. All right. Spirit, Knight of Swords. The Empress showing up again. This is just randomly coming out. There might be a fear of pregnancy. But with the Empress, there's like growth and abundance, investment, nurturing, attraction. Let's get another clarifier here on the Knight of Swords. That's a commitment card if I've ever seen one. I think there are thoughts about rushing towards this possibility here. But they're like more impulsive and ungrounded. And I think like fleeting thoughts. They're not like serious thoughts. Like maybe you guys talk about it sometimes like in terms of like way out in the future, but I don't think it's not grounded energy. It's not serious energy. It's like there and gone. It's like a fleeting thought. Okay, Judgment. We have Three of Cups. I'm gonna get one more. Eight of Cups. Reconciliation, or do we leave? Do we stay or do we go? Here with Judgment, we're like at like a pinnacle. I feel like the energy is bubbling up to a point of where, like, what are we doing here? What is the way forward? And do we stay? Maybe even stay friends? Or do we just depart altogether and like go our separate ways? There's this point of it's time for a decision, and it's like we're looking back on the relationship and it's like, is this worth pursuing? Is this attainable? Is this realistic? Okay, Queen of Pentacles. Fire, please. Page of Swords. Yeah, I think like any conversations that you guys do have about commitment are very short-lived. It's more like a thought in the mind and something you explore mentally on your own. Conversations about it are very like immature, and there's like this energy of like competition, competitiveness, especially with the sword up like that. It's like feeling like the need to protect oneself as well, and like defensive, like there's this lack of like openness regarding commitment. And maybe in terms of like pouring oneself into the relationship and investing like time and energy just in general, like what I think person B like gives to this person, maybe financially to person A, or they just nurture them but they don't offer that full-on commitment. Like there's like I see with the sword, like don't ask for more, I'm gonna cut you off. Like not in like a bad way, but like feeling like this person's like, I'm at my limit and I can't go any further. I cannot, like Page is a young energy too, like the bubble is nice and there's like no desire to expand beyond where we are right now. Maybe talk about it a little bit, but the conversations I feel like are short, quick, and not deep, and they just kind of fizzle out. It's like you just, this energy of like not really progressing, not getting anywhere. Let's get some channeled messages from your person. Pile 3's person, channeled messages, please. I'm afraid I'll disappoint you. messages, please, Spirit. I'm scared. I get lost in your eyes, so I definitely think there's some physical attraction. There's a fear to take things deeper, though. I want you to meet my family, so maybe wrestling with those thoughts of commitment. Maybe person A wants that, but it's like wrestling with that commitment. I see you everywhere. So maybe this person's on your mind a lot. You're thinking about this connection a lot. Or you're on their mind a lot and they're thinking about this connection a lot. You have this seems fated. That Wheel of Fortune energy. I love your smile. You are my person. So feeling attracted to that person. It's hard for me to open up. So kind of, I think obviously you guys are very attracted to each other. You enjoy each other's company. But there are this conflicting energy of, what do we do? You know, like, I really care about you. I see you everywhere. This seems fated, but it's hard for me to open up. I don't have time. That signals to me I don't have time, desire, or know how to open up. There's some healing that's needed. I love your smile. You are my person. So there are feelings here. I want you to meet my family. There's that desire for commitment coming from, I think, or like thinking about what that looks like. But it looks like there's like a lot of conflicting energy that's not really allowing this to progress in one way or another. Let's get some advice cards for you. Advice cards for pile 3. Advice cards for pile 3. Make space for it. So I feel like that's talking directly to person B. We need to make more space to have the conversation. We need to make more space for our expectations. Talk about it. Make space for it. Bring it into existence. Talk about what you need. And if this isn't meeting your needs, make space for your needs. You may need to exit the relationship. It's up to you. What are you waiting for? I think we're at like a boiling point here. Like I said, like a pinnacle where a conversation needs to be had. We need to talk about what we're doing. What are we doing? Where is this going? My expectations are growing one way or another. What can you do? Talk about how you're feeling in the relationship. I feel like it's just reaching like this boiling point of where we need to, like, we're at a crossroads. I'm connected to the earth came up, so maybe we need to ground a little bit and before we have any conversations and get clear on what we want. And feel, you know, secure in our own energy. Yes, you can. For those of you who are afraid to bring the topic up, and that's spirit telling you, you know, go for it. Up to you though, obviously. You can share your needs, you can share your feelings about what's going on in this connection, and be gentle with yourself. So I think we need to ground, pull like all the like ruffled emotions out. I feel like there might be some resentment building here, some competitive energy building between the two of you. And we need to just have this conversation. We need to get grounded, get our mind clear, get safe in our own energy, reconnect with self, and just like come to the table like clear and intentional. And don't judge yourself if you feel like you've just kind of like let this go on too long and maybe it should have ended a long time ago. Like, just be gentle with yourself. This is a cycle. This is learning, you know. You're making progress one way or another. We just have to like put one foot in front of the other and keep this from stagnating, I feel like. All right, pile 3. I'm sorry my camera died. I'm not sure. I think we left off right at the end here. So this is where I'm going to leave your reading. I hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed this reading, please hit the like button, leave a comment. That would be great. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already. And if you'd like to book a private reading, you can do so. Information is down in the description on how to book. And also too, my shop, sagecentaurus.com, is having a huge moving sale because I'm relocating from LA to the Phoenix area. So if you'd like up to 40% off, tarot, oracle, candles, self-care stuff, spiritual wellness stuff, go ahead and check it out. Would love to see you there. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and I will see you in your next reading. Bye.